Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing another video in my North Node in the sign / in the house series, and this is going to be North Node in Scorpio or North Node in the 8th house. So a couple things before I get started. Firstly, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Brandon. I do YouTube videos about astrology, different languages, Spanish, French, and Japanese, and then like personal little random videos and just different things like that. So if any of that interests you, make sure to subscribe down below and hit that bell notification so you get notified whenever I make a new video. Secondly, I want to say, if you don't know what the North Node is and you're kind of confused as to what the title of this video is, like what is a North Node? I don't understand it. There's a North Node, there's a South Node. What is it? I did do a video, and I did put it in the description box below about what is a North Node. So I did do an introductory video to that if you want to watch that and kind of clear up some basic questions that you have about the North Node. So you can watch that. And then finally, before I get started, I just want to say, do not let this placement define you. You are so much more than your North Node. Yes, your North Node is important in your astrology, but it's not the only thing in your astrology because there's so much more to your astrology than just your North Node. So don't allow it to limit you. Don't allow it to define you because you're just not that. You're a combination of the different facets of your astrology. So just make sure that you don't limit yourself. Don't define yourself by this placement. So without further ado, let's start this video. So North Node in Scorpio. So having the North Node in Scorpio means that you have the South Node in Taurus. And for those of you that don't know much about astrology, there are these things in astrology called the axes. So whenever signs are in opposition to each other, they fall on the same axis. And because of that, there is this balance that needs to be made between the two polarities because they're a polarity. Taurus rules, your own assets, your own sort of worth, what you own, the money you make. Then Scorpio rules other people's assets, other people's worth, other people's values, and other people's money. So it rules the opposite of that. So there is a balance that has to be made between Taurus and Scorpio in this particular case. With having that, let's start with the South Node actually. So the South Node, as I said in my What is a North Node video, the South Node rules kind of where you're comfortable, your safe space, what you're good at, what comes natural to you is what the South Node is. And it's an area that is going to be very defined in your life and going to be very easy for you. And then you're going to want to actually grow it into the North Node as time goes on, because the North Node is what you want to develop, the traits you want to grow in, the things you want to manifest. And having the South Node in Taurus makes your North Node in Scorpio. So you want to kind of move away from the Taurian like second house sort of things and move towards the Scorpio like 8th house sort of things. And as you grow older, you will mature more into the North Node because that is just how time progresses, and that's just the way it is. As you mature, things you eventually grow into your astrology more and grow into your North Node, grow into your Saturn, stuff like that. So having the South Node in Taurus makes it quite easy for you to actually manifest money for yourself by your own efforts. So it does depend on what different aspects are being aspected to the South Node or the North Node, as well as what is going on in either the second house or Taurus and what rules Venus. There's a bunch of different things that factor into your South Node, but overall, you're going to be fairly good with money. You're going to be very good with managing your own money and being good at making money. So you could land a very high-paying job quite early in life, and you could find it quite easy for you to be comfortable and have a way to take care of yourself. Now, Taurus also rules like the physical senses and sort of the physical environment. So you could be very, very comfortable with your body. You could be very comfortable with your environment, and you could have very good sense of taste as well, because Taurus rules like what you eat and what you consume. So having a South Node in Taurus makes you quite comfortable with like very good quality food. So you could have a very good palate and a very good like taste sense, if that makes sense. So there's that, and then you kind of want to move into the 8th house or Scorpio with this. So you want to grow in a Scorpionic way, and Scorpio is quite a deep sign. It's very, very introspective, very penetrating, so having Scorpio North Node makes the type of person that's going to want to be deep with somebody, want to connect with somebody and merge with somebody and really learn about how to manage someone else's assets or someone else's skills, or work with somebody and become powerful, because Scorpio also rules power and how you manage your own power and your own will and stuff like that. And having North Node in Scorpio makes you want to develop those traits and be better at like deeply connecting with somebody and being able to manage someone else's like feelings, I guess, in a sense, and being there for somebody, because Scorpio also rules like Scorpio and North Node in Scorpio can be very good at being like a psychologist or a therapist for somebody. Kind of all the North Nodes are very, or it's the North Node in water signs are very good at being emotionally, there for somebody. It could be something that has to be developed after some time, but definitely they can definitely grow into that and grow into becoming very good at emotionally reading to somebody. So this is quite interesting to see because having this axis of Taurus and Scorpio obviously comes from the Taurus energy is earth and it moves into water. So you're kind of learning how to come from a very practical, grounded perspective, making money and going to work and doing all that stuff, and fulfilling your senses and fulfilling your basic needs, and then moving into emotionally connecting with somebody and having that depth and being able to emotionally bond with somebody and be able to get deep with somebody. And you're good at understanding yourself and your own morals and your own values, because the South Node is in Taurus or in the second house, which is kind of your own values and what you hold dear and stuff. And then you want to develop the impact that you have with kind of someone else. And so having North Node in Scorpio makes you want to develop a deeper sense of connection with somebody, even with yourself. There's the Taurus is like the basic morals and stuff like that, but then the Scorpio is the deeper, how do I relate to other people? What flaws do I have in my psychology, or in someone else's psychology? So you get very good at that, and having North Node in Scorpio makes you develop those skills later on in life. So you will be able to get better at reading to somebody or connecting to somebody and being there for somebody in a deeper way. So like I said, you're moving from the practical into the emotional. So you have this practical stuff down, but you want to get better at the emotional connection. So you might struggle with that for a little bit. So that's about it on that video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and also put a like down below if you're interested in seeing more of these videos. I will be putting out new astrology videos quite often. So there's that. Also, if any of you are interested in an astrology reading from me, I do personalized YouTube video readings. So it's $50 for 30 to 40 minutes, and I will explain your entire astrology to you as best as I can, with as much detail as possible, and I will send it to you via email or whatever platform you choose to reach out to me on. So that's about it. I love you guys. You guys are great, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.